considering how long. Ho ho, holy crap! I cannot believe I'm reviewing this. Hey guys, what's up? It's Clay Ranger 143 here, along with...
Fire alarms.
Yeah, Suspend 25.
Fire alarm.
Hey, Rob.
NorCal Duke 589.
Norfolk Southern Storm, who can't talk right now because of her microphone. Go on. Go on, don't worry, don't worry. Don't worry, go on.
Radioactive Girl 00.
One half of the ESLD and boss of the War 57. Go check the shells out.
You already know my name. I'm not even gonna say.
No, we don't!
Do you want me to be down there to Spruce Pine to take your radio?
No, because you're not getting my radio.
His name is Lightning Fan 01.
It's Funny 01. Get it right. Come on.
There you said it! Thank you! Let's give a round of applause! Anyways, as the time hits 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on this episode of Christmassy Radio Reviews, we're going to be taking a look at possibly the rarest weather radio that I have in my collection. And that would be...
That you stole from me.
No, I didn't, bitch! You slept on it and didn't see it until after the fact!
Actually, oh, he stole it from me.
Nine claims, Billy. Okay.
Michael stole it from me because I'm the one who linked it to him.
Yeah, but you didn't know it was rare. My reaction should have been a dead giveaway. But no! See, you can already tell by the arguing, the foolish arguing, might I add, that is occurring in the beginning of this episode already, that this is going to be extremely devious. So, anyways, as I was saying, on this episode of Radio Reviews, we're going to be taking a look at the rarest weather radio that I personally have in my collection. And that would be the sister to the WX500 over there mounted on the wall. And that would be the Uniden Bearcat WX500. Let's get to it! So as you can see, mounted on my wall here is my beloved Uniden Bearcat WX500, which I got back in June of 2017. Currently with all the Christmas decorations on it, you got the snow on top, you got the bow on the speaker. This is the only Bearcat I've had for a while until I got this one. What did you say? What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
What did you say? What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
Bullshit! Anyways, as I was saying, this is my beloved Bearcat WX500 that I've had for over 2 years now, and this is the only one that I've had. Not anymore! And I heard that. So, anyways, anyways, that radio over there on the table is actually the successor to the WX500. Hence why it's called the WX500, because it has a higher number. But anyways, let's get down with the overview. This... I know! Like, it's like, Uniden just said... Uniden was just like, oh, we don't care about the numbers 200 through 400. We're just going to skip to 500 because it sounds way better than 200 to 300 to 400.
They predicted that Midland would go over, you know, and go all the way to 400.
Yep, and they did. And there's the 400 right there.
The famous Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Christ.
Oh, by the way, just on a side note, just on a side note, this isn't related to this radio, but just on a side note, now that you mentioned the WR400, to all the people who disliked my video of the WR400 radio reviews episode for no fucking reason whatsoever, can I just say personally, you can go eat a bowl of fuck.
Hey, I don't lie. I actually like.
I'm just gonna say this now.
So anyways,
Like that radio. I'm just gonna say this now. For the people who just looked at that radio review, what purpose do you have in life?
anyways, back to this radio.
Michael, before you, since you're back to the radio now, hey, where'd you get that radio?
Exactly. So anyways, let's continue with the overview. So, unlike the Uniden...
Question, though.
And, wait, what?
You didn't answer Ari's question. You asked where you got that radio.
Yeah, I wonder where you got the radio.
I thought you already said that in the first segment. You said that you linked it to me and I bought it.
No, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about.
No bullshit, I got it from you. I got it from eBay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I got it from eBay, you son of a bitch. But anyways, as I was saying, this radio actually came out 2 years after the WX100 did. The WX100 came out in 2000. This came out in 2002, according to the user's manual, which did not come with this radio, but you can still find the PDF file online for this particular radio. And also, according to Universal Radio, yeah, it is nice. And also, according to a website called universalradio.com, it actually says that this radio was manufactured for only 2 years, between 2002 and 2004. I'll link that in the description so you guys can check it out for yourselves. But this radio is basically as ancient as the WX100 is, and it kind of shares some elements from that radio too. One of them, for instance, are the buttons, because, for example, the select button is in the shape of the weather snooze button on the WX100, but the weather button was just a tiny little oval shaped button. But the menu and select buttons on this radio are both circles, and the weather snooze button is basically the same as the WX100 select button. And the arrows are kind of the same. This has no keypad like the WX100 apparently, which is sad. The speaker is on the bottom right instead of the top right, and one thing's for sure, compared to the 100, it definitely looks different. Definitely.
It looks like a rip off of the WR100.
Well,
I do wanna know one thing that notice that in the image.
Just like how the Ericsson, there's a fuck.
I noticed how
anyways, Ari, you were saying?
the light labels, they're lowercase. They're all lowercase, no capitalization at all.
Yeah, there's no there are no capitalization anywhere. And for some reason the lights are actually inverted, meaning that the warning light is on the bottom and the statement light is on the top. So essentially they basically did a carryover of the Midland 74-200's layout of lights. That's essentially what they did. The screen, I'll turn that off so you can see it. It's actually a green backlit screen, and it looks very, very similar to the Midland WR100, which came out the same year as this radio.
So essentially, Uniden they just copied some of Midland's popular radios.
I mean, it sure looks that way. But let's go ahead and look at this. Let's just look at it from a viewer's perspective, okay? As you can see, it's a square. It's just a square. You can't really describe it. Yeah, you can't really describe it, but you have the old-fashioned NOAA logo on the upper left, Uniden WX500 on the upper right, All Hazards Weather Radio with SAME. You have the up arrow, down arrow, left and right arrows. You have the menu and select buttons and the weather buttons. This radio only has a total of 7 buttons. Only 7. and the volume knob is on the right, actually. Yes, this radio actually has a volume knob instead of a button. So, and it turns off...
Michael gives a big suck to big knobs. I mean, what?
No, that's what you do for a living. That's why you have more radios than me.
Oh.
How do you know?
Anyways, the volume knob on the right side of the radio. The volume knob on the right side of the radio here, it actually responds similarly to the Midland WR300 because when you turn it off all the way, it clicks. Listen.
It clicks, unlike Beyonce's music.
But yeah, you have your volume knob on the right. This radio is powered by 12 volts, just like the WR100 is. And if I unplug it, let me unplug it temporarily so you can see right here. It actually displays the voltage on the underside of the radio right here. You can see it says 12 volts DC, 300 milliamps. For now, since I don't have an adapter, I'm actually using my Recom R1650C's adapter because it's the same voltage. The only thing is it's 50 less amps or milliamps. So it's basically 250 milliamps, but it shouldn't really make a difference for what we're about to do to this radio. As you can see on the bottom of it, you have Uniden's logo. If I can do tap to focus, there we go. You have www.uniden.com. You have model number WX500, made in China, and there's your serial number right there. And there's your typical disclaimer on how it complies with Part 15 of the FCC rules. You can actually see that the rubber feet on the bottom of the radio are square-shaped. They're square-shaped just like the actual radio is. Just like the WX100, it is powered by a 9-volt battery for backup. And surprisingly, the foam on the inside is still intact. I say surprisingly because when I got my WX100, the foam was so old, it turned to mush and just melted away.
Wait, you're telling me that the WX100 takes a 9-volt?
Yes, it does.
What? Oh my god.
Wow.
It takes a 9-volt battery just like this one does.
Well, I don't got any 9-volts, so it's just gonna have to live. I mean.
But anyways, it is slanted on the bottom, and the antenna is on the side instead of on the back. That's a defect I find really stupid already because, in my honest opinion, they should have stuck it on the back.
How's that a defect from when one of the versions of the WX150 made by First Alert does that already?
I mean, it does apply to the First Alert technically, but I don't know.
Being offensive to kids born with birth defects?
No, you son of a bitch! Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you invite derpy fire alarms.
I wasn't born by it. I don't think I was given.
Oh, shut it! Wasn't talking to you! This is what happens when you invite derpy fire alarms to a radio reviews episode. And look, this segment is already 10 fucking minutes! But anyways, you have the antenna on the side, and by the way, need I add, it's about as short as, how do I put this? It's about, close, but not close enough. The antenna is very short, just like the version 2 WR100. Look at this. Here's the radio, and then here's my hand. That's how short it is. This thing has a short antenna, and it has a similar, and guess what? Guess what? The antenna is also kind of the same design and shape as the WX100, because the dome of the antenna...
Smokes the antenna? I mean, what?
Shut the fuck up, Nicholas. Only in your dreams.
I'm good, thank you. But the right to speak freely. I'm not sure if you noticed that.
Anyways, on the top, you have your antenna dome, which looks, again, like a cupcake. Just like the WX100. But anyways, we're going to get into the quirks and features, as Doug DeMuro would say, of the Uniden Bearcat WX500. So...
The twerk features, I mean...
Yep, exactly! The twerky features, I mean, what?
Twerky?
Anyways,
What?
all I could say is, if it's National Twerking Day, do not look at this twerky radio. I mean, what?
What?
But anyways,
Dude, I got Michael working. I've seen him do it.
No, I haven't.
Nicholas, just shut up.
When have I ever twerked? When the fuck have I ever twerked, Nicholas? What have you been? What the hell?
When you put on 2 pairs of jeans during that Skype call one time back in the summer.
Okay, I put 2 pairs of jeans on, but I never twerked.
Hey, let's not forget the time Michael asserted his dominance over his weapon.
And don't forget about the time he broke his old FRX3 while doing that dumb.
God damn it!
What if Michael with the zone guy?
No! But anyways.
Oh, you should do that!
No, I don't, and I won't, and I shouldn't.
Do it!
No.
Do it!
I don't want to have to buy.
Shut the fuck up, JT.
Well, alright, we never said you have to buy another if you like it.
But anyways.
Right.
Anyways.
Who said you can't do it for shits and giggles, no?
Anyways. Anyways. Let's finally get into the quirks and features.
Okay.
Let's finally get into the quirks and features of the WX500, and we're going to start off traditionally with the button beeps. Unfortunately, you can't do the siren test, and I tried self-activating this thing, but it wouldn't activate for shit! So, let's just go ahead and do the button beeps before this gets too carried away. Okay, so, on a side quirk, I'm going to plug in the radio, but this radio does something that I have never seen before. When you plug in the radio from behind, giggity, I will just go ahead and put it in here. Just put it in here. That's what she said too. If I plug in the radio, it lights up and does a lamp test, but watch what it does also. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I'm going to do it again. So it does a lamp test and it does 2 beeps. But anyways, here are the button beeps. They sound very similar to the WX100 except for one problem. Well, not really a problem, but a huge difference. Hell lower pitched. Here are the invalid button beeps. Listen to this.
For a minute, I thought he was going to do the Wii Shop machine.
And then here are the regular button beeps.
Those regular button beeps sound familiar.
To the WX100 invalid button.
Yeah. The regular button beeps on the 500 sound just, well, they sound similar to the 100's invalid button beeps. Here, take a listen.
There's a demo.
I like to point out how, if you recall, in one of the radio reviews episodes of the female First Order WX150, it sounds very, very similar, but it's not the exactly the same as the valid button beep.
It does sound like the WX150.
Shit, you're right.
It does sound like the WX150 almost.
By the way, Michael should get a WX150. It's his favorite radio.
You know what? I mean, not gonna lie, I have been losing my hate towards it, so I just might.
Oh shit, I was expecting you to trigger toward it, alright.
I just might. I just have to find one, that's all. I just have to find one. But anyways, those are the button beeps. And yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say, the WX150 is really easy to find on eBay.
Okay, good.
Hey, what
Yeah, it's just the WX150 is really easy to find on eBay. It's just the 268s that are a pain. By the way, everybody needs to get a 268. I mean,
I need to get a 301.
Oh.
kind of like how you need to get a black and silver.
Getting a freaking bear can't flex anymore.
And just like how you, Nicholas, need to get a WX500.
I'm gonna go with my 120, okay? Leave me alone.
Oh, and by the way, Nicholas, you want to talk shit about Valerie and everybody in here? It's just like how you need to get a WX500.
And I don't like to tell you. No, I'm not gonna go there.
Anyways, those are the button beeps. Those are the button beeps on the 500. I will have to say it does sound very similar compared to most radios at this time period, but the button beeps sound like they're straight out of an Atari game. Literally, no exaggeration. If you hear an Atari game from like the 1980s or 90s, just listen to this. Listen. It's a fucking Atari! It's an Atari 2600! That's exactly what this is! Anyways. Yep. Anyways. Let's go ahead and get into the next feature, and that would be the display. Okay, so for this feature, and are you okay, Valerie?
I'm good.
Anyways, I had to turn the flash off for this so you guys can see the screen clearly, but here is the screen for the WX500. Does that look familiar to you at all? Does it? Or does it not? No, does it look familiar? Hang on, let me show you guys. Okay. I know it's going to be very blurry, but hang on a minute. And my WX100 just literally did the low battery beep. Okay, so I'm just going to focus it. Okay, look at the screen. Does that look familiar to you?
Yes, it does.
I'll tell you what it is if you don't recognize it. What Uniden literally did was copy and paste Midland's screen from the WR100 and just slapped it onto here. Literally, that's pretty much what they did. Literally, if I go over to my one of 3 WR100s over here and my version 5 is saying check reception. No shit, because the signal is after the son of a hair. But anyways,
I can call it like a Bose reception again. That's
you see that? Look how similar the screen looks. The only difference is the backlight on the 100 is blue and the 500 is green. But it's legit the same concept. Same screen, NOAA logo up top, the voice logo right here, the battery logo on the upper left, 12:05 a.m. right in the middle of the display with those numbers. Oh, and by the way, need I remind you that Uniden literally copied the same options as the WR100. Yeah, they did. Look.
Works did that too.
They did that too? No, but no. This is literally just like the version 2. But the only difference is they added an option to turn off the backlight or leave it on constantly. That's all they did to it. But look, it says time, alarm, channel, same set, alert type. I stuttered there horribly, but alert type and light. See that? The only difference is light is actually different. But, yeah. But the display... The display is also, so this is not necessarily a bad thing that Uniden basically copied the WR100's display. Kind of similar to the WX100 as well, but the only difference is the WX100 has a slightly different layout compared to this, but that also gives it a huge benefit because this radio is also very easy to set up, especially with the load of simple buttons that you have on the left side of it. So that's not really a bad thing. And plus the display is also very crisp for how old this radio is, because keep in mind, this radio came out in 2002, and not too many of these radios are out there. This is one of many. And for a display to have a crisp image like this one does, that's pretty rare. Just like this radio, but at least the display is working correctly, because I know of an EAS enthusiast out of Illinois who actually bought one of these, brand new, in the package, sealed, and the display was fucked up. So, I'm lucky that hasn't happened to me. And I believe that person who bought it was Northern Illinois EAS 267. I don't even know if that's his username anymore. It was a long time ago, but anyways. At least the display is not messed up on this Bearcat. But anyways, we're gonna get into the next feature, and that would
Michael.
be yes.
If I may change the topic real quick, I'm on a rant here. If I want to film this.
Oh, I'm already filming,
Oh
so.
boy.
So, I just want to say to Discord, fuck you for disconnecting me from the call right after I said we just need to get ET for the Atari 2600. Because literally, legit after I said that, Discord was like, oh, what's that? Can't they go through the call and make Discord responsive? Okay.
It did that to me too. Discord crashed on my phone for some reason.
And bye, Katie.
Yeah, Discord legit just to give me the middle bluff finger.
Anyways,
Why
I mean,
don't you
that,
walk
I mean that's Dick Sword for you. So, anyways, we're gonna get into the next feature, and that would be, God, this one I haven't reviewed this feature in a long ass time, and that would be none other than the short dick-like antenna that this thing has. Before I get into the antenna feature on the WX500, JT,
Yo.
did you both want to give shout-outs to a couple people who aren't here?
Yep.
Do it.
I want to give a shout out to. Wait, who's going first?
Either one, doesn't matter.
You go first.
Okay. Alright, I want to give a shout out to Machine016. I love you. I love you so much.
And I want to give a shout out to little Miss T's. Almost a year. Love ya.
I go straight to smoke words. Oh, it's 69. I mean, what?
Michael turns into Alvin in the Chipmunks Part 248.
Oh God, I just thought of something now that you mentioned that, Ari.
Oh God, what did you?
I just thought of something.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Imagine if I did the rest of the episode in the chipmunk voice. God, no. God, no. I'm not doing that. No. Anyways.
Oh, we don't need to hear the freaking episode.
Anyways. Onto the antenna of the WX500. Let's see. Onto the antenna.
It's all like his dick.
Nicholas is really short.
Anyways, here's the
How would
antenna.
you know?
Anyways,
Because you told us before.
I never said anything about that. All right.
here's the antenna. Here's the antenna for the WX500. And in all seriousness, this is kind of common on radios from this era, particularly the early 2000s. Because hell, the version 2 over here, this one I have was made in 2003, and it also has a short antenna. And this radio was made in 2002. So I don't think it was until like 2004, maybe late 2003, that they started to implement bigger antennas on the weather radios to get a better reception. But it is what she said. But anyways, here is the full size of the antenna. It only has 4 quadrants on it. 4 parts of it, apart from the base. Here's the... What the fuck was that? Anyways, you can see the base on the side of the radio. It's horizontally mounted, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 quadrants separating it. And the top, again, is shaped like a cupcake. But this is fairly common on these types of weather radios from this era, because the transmitters back then did not have as much power or coverage as they do today. You got to remember, this was like 16 to 17 years ago. So the transmitters that they had back then are not the same as they are today. Some of them had...
Again, you have KDKA, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the power of 50 no weather radio stations.
But this is the this is basically what you got if you bought a simple weather radio like this one when it was common back in those days. This is basically what you got. And need I remind you that this radio does not have an external antenna jack, which sucks. Because, let me explain this. If this is called the WX500, and if it's supposed to be the successor to the 100, which had an external antenna jack, let alone external speaker jacks, why don't they have it on this?
Emerson Research did the same thing, KW2000 and CW3000.
Yeah.
Why else is a ripoff of the ER10?
No, the EAR-10 is a ripoff of the Emerson.
Let's get this straight here.
It was Emerson who came up with it first. Then
Sangean, partnering with AlertWorks, ripped it off in 2014.
Wait, hold up. Sangean and AlertWorks made it.
Hold the
Yeah, Alert.
You mean to tell me Sangean partnered up with AlertWorks to rip it off?
AlertWorks is actually a division of Sangean, so yes.
What?
So, yeah, it was Sangean's fault! No wonder the Sangean CL100 got ripped off by Motorola with the MWR-839! They rip off a radio, they get ripped off! It's called payback, bitch! Anyways, back to the radio that we are currently reviewing. But this is basically what you got here. See this? And these radios, they did not get good reception either. In order to get perfect reception with these types of radios, especially how old they are, some of them, not all of them. I'm talking like radios similar to this one, the version 2 WR100, etc. You had to
do like mine.
Yeah, that too. But if you wanted to get a clear reception, you pretty much had to live in an open area or at the top of a mountain to get a clear signal with this. But
And you're in the middle of the mountain.
yes, I am. But nevertheless,
Yes.
the antenna is very, very short and not capable of picking up strong signals by today's standards. But back then, I suppose this was good enough. But obviously not today, since they, regulated the wattages of the transmitters and whatnot. Because now, with today's transmitter wattages, you can only get, like, from 100 watts to 1,000 watts.
To 1,000.
Yeah. So, from 100 watts to 1,000 watts.
And with the decreasing count of transmitters as well.
Yeah,
Speaking
because...
of transmitters, I am currently on the highway, and I can pick up 1660 AM.
Y 238.
That's Department of Transportation, right?
Oh,
So,
nice.
anyways, we're going to go into the next feature.
Tennessee.
We're going to go into the next feature of the WX500, and that would be the channel select, which is pretty confusing if you are new to weather radios and the EAS community in general. So, let's take a look at that real quick. Now, you have to remember, since this radio was made back in 2002 to 2004, the channel selection is not what you would expect today. Same thing with the WX100. It is pretty confusing, but once you get the hang of it, if you can, you'll get used to it. But if I go into channel right here, you'll notice that the channels are completely switcherooed. For example, on channel 1, it displays channel 7's frequency, 162.550. On channel 2, it's supposed to be channel 1's frequency, 162.400. On channel 3,
radio is just backwards.
yeah,
Well,
on channel 3,
fuck all megahertz, I mean, what?
yes, 162 point fuck all megahertz. But anyways, channel 3 is supposed to be channel 4's frequency, 162.475. Channel 4 is channel 2 with 162.425. Channel 5 is channel 3's frequency with 162.450. Channel 6 is channel 5's frequency with 162.500. And channel 7 is channel 6's frequency, 162.525. AKA the W transmitter known as the wonderful KJY80 Tide Pod.
So essentially, to put this briefly, essentially what Uniden did, they switched they ordered the frequencies by the year they were, I guess you could say, established rather than chronologically.
Yeah, Because if I'm not mistaken, 162.550 is the oldest frequency, and 162.525 is the newest.
Yes.
Because you gotta remember, back then, back in the old days of NOAA Weather Radio, they used to have 10 channels, not 7. They used to have 10 different channels.
Actually, I have
You
one of
mean to
radio
tell
sets.
me? You mean to tell me there were what 10 freaking channels back then?
Yes, back then, when only 1050 hertz was a thing, before the EAS even came around, there were 10 radio channels you could choose from. Now there's just 7.
I actually had my
Oh,
grandparents.
my 11 years and whatnot. Wow. Well, it's something new every day.
Yeah, there were 10 channels back then, but now there's 7. But with this radio, because of how old-fashioned it is, like Nicholas said, they arranged it from newest to oldest or oldest to newest, depending on how you look at it. Instead of chronologically.
Realistic radios.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
My grandparents actually have one, and I looked at there's only 3 channels.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's the same thing with the Midland 74-102, which is basically the old version of the 109, because that radio was the oldest of the bunch, the 105XL and the 109. It was the 102 that was the oldest one, and that only had 3 channels.
Oh, so it's old and decrepit, just like... Oh, shit, who's old and decrepit now? Oh, yeah, Beyonce.
Oh.
So why do you have to be so hard against Beyonce? She do to you.
That can be taken into context.
That's what.
Hey, I could probably come up with an answer. Beyonce probably cheated on Jay-Z with Nicholas 301.
Shut up.
On a different note, you know, I just a minute or so ago.
What?
Al, that was my ears.
Yeah, you shouldn't be talking, Ari. You're the queen of ear rape.
I mean, you shouldn't be talking. I'm ridiculous.
Really?
Hey, you said we got father. What do you mean?
Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the next feature, which I'm going to have to move over to the bathroom to get a clear signal, because I was actually trying to self-activate this radio earlier.
Because he's going to compare the size of the antenna to his dick. I mean,
You can fuck off with that, Ari!
You want to fuck off with your dick? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, is that what Nicholas would do? I mean, what?
I'm not gonna. Hey! I'm not gonna give away any names, but at least when I showed someone, they were satisfied with it. Not giving any names, but yeah, at least I've been seen and satisfied before. Unlike you, motherfuckers.
Oh, geez.
Anyways, enough talking about dick sizes here. This is about the what? Unless you want Dick Richard to come, we're not talking about dicks. We're talking about the Uniden Bearcat WX500.
That sounds.
Dick
that
Nibbler.
Oh shit.
Dick Richard Blur.
I mean, what?
Anyways, I'm gonna go to my bathroom window so I can put my radio there and see if I can get a clear signal with this, because it's time. No! That's what you do with your HH50!
I don't even touch my HH50 filter, so...
Really?
yeah,
Really?
you don't touch it because you know what you do to it. I mean,
Yeah, you know, touch it because you touch yourself at night. I mean, what?
Wait, how do you know that? How do you know that?
Because he does the same to Melissa. Wait, what? Anyways, before I get killed by Melissa later because of that, let me go ahead and review the speaker quality. Piss off! Piss off! Alright, I'm gonna do this pretty quickly because the cold air is coming in and I don't want to be subject to the cold air much longer out here because it's in the middle of December 2019, and yeah. Anyways, as I was saying earlier, I'm going to turn the volume knob all the way up, or not all the way, but close. But anyways, let's take a look at the reception and the speaker quality on this. We'll do the reception first. Now, because this thing has a short antenna, yeah, it's not going to get that good results, but let's see. Let's go turn on the weather. Oh. There we go.
Elsewhere in North Carolina, it was mostly cloudy with a temperature in Greensboro and 45 at Asheville. At Hickory, it was cloudy with a temperature of 50. It was fair with a temperature of 52 at Shelby, 51 at Statesville, and 52 at Fayetteville. In South Carolina, it was fair with a temperature of 55 at Greenville, Spartanburg, 52 at Greenwood, 54 at Columbia, and 55 at Charleston. Once again at 5 p.m. at the Rock Hill Airport, it was 54 degrees and fair. In Charlotte, it was 55 degrees and fair. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for Rock Hill and vicinity. Tonight, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-30s. West wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, sunny. Highs in the upper 50s. Southwest winds around 5 miles an hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 40s.
That'll work.
Winds around 5 miles an hour.
Let's try the other channels.
Monday, partly sunny. Mostly cloudy until midnight.
There's KJY 85.
South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Chance of rain 70%. The extended forecast for the listening area. Tuesday, showers with a chance of thunderstorms in the morning, then showers likely in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 60s. 80%. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy with a chance of rain showers until midnight, then partly cloudy after midnight. Lows in the lower 30s. Chance of rain 40%. Wednesday, sunny, cool with highs in the upper 40s. Wednesday night, clear. Lows in the upper 20s. Thursday, highs in the lower 50s. Thursday night, mostly clear. Lows around 30.
There. The radio is in jail. Just kidding.
Highs in the low.
But on a serious note, the reception is not that great at all. Not that great. But once you adjust the cord and all that, it'll be okay. Because this thing has a short antenna, it's an old radio, and yeah. Now we're going to get on to the speaker quality, shall we? Alright, let's take a look at the speaker quality on this.
Today's high temperature of 61 degrees occurred at 2:14 p.m. The record high is 73 degrees, which was last set in 1948. Today's low temperature of 42 occurred at 2:04 a.m. The record low is 12 degrees, which was set in 1962. 0.47 inches of precipitation fell today, which brings the monthly total to 3.06 inches. The total precipitation for the year now stands at 51.77 inches. Sunset tonight is at 5:13 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow is at 7:25 a.m. This is the NOAA Weather Radio, all hazards, KHC 27, broadcasting from the SBE-TV tower near Rock Hill, South Carolina, operating on a frequency of 162.425 megahertz. This transmitter is serving Rock Hill and the Charlotte metropolitan area and the surrounding Piedmont of the Carolinas. The current time is 5:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. These are the 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time observations for the Carolinas. On Saturday.
Now the speaker quality, the speaker is fairly tinny. Then again, it's all radio, but it is fairly bassy once you get it up to the higher levels of volume. Not all that great, but not too bad either. So I'll give it a 50-50 on this. Now let's go back into the other room and discuss the final thoughts on this radio. Anyways, in conclusion on the Uniden Bearcat WX500, this radio is incredibly outdated. There is no alert blocking features on it. There is no siren volume on it. There's no siren test. The channels are all scrambled everywhere. The antenna is incredibly short, but there are some benefits to this radio.
The antenna is incredibly short, like a stick.
Yeah, that too. But in terms of build quality...
Also as incredibly short as they can stick.
Oh! Anyways, the build quality for this radio... The build quality for this radio is not that bad either. It's not that bad at all, but I wouldn't really trust it 100%, especially with how this radio is aging dramatically. But it has lasted this long, so I guess that must be a good thing. Anyways, let's see. The speaker quality is okay, but not the best. This radio can serve as a lifesaver if you have it hooked up right, set right, and if it's able to get a good reception on this radio, if you're able to get a good reception on this radio, you are lucky. Treat it like it's a king or a queen to you, depending on your perspective. But anyways, so yeah, I guess that just about does it for this episode of Radio Reviews. Thank you guys for watching this very Christmassy episode. If you like what you see, make sure to strike that like button until it's red like Kim Kardashian's ass. Anyways.
That's my line. Strike the likes is my line.
I didn't say strike them likes. I said strike that like button like Kim Kardashian's ass. Is that your fucking line? If it is, you have a problem. Oh yeah, you're right. Anyways, as I was saying, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. By the way, just on a side note, thank you guys for 4,000 subscribers. If you're wondering why the celebration of 4,000 subscribers is not in this video, because you'll have to stay tuned for that.
That's what she said.
It is what she said. But I'm pretty sure that Valerie, EAS Alert 88, and Little Miss Devious know exactly what I'm talking about. Do we now? Oh my god. Ari, get back on the call. Nicholas is stealing your role as the queen or king of ear rape. I mean, what? Anyways. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Radio Reviews on this very rare radio. And also a special thanks to Derpy Fire Alarms for posting that link to begin with. And no, I didn't steal it from you, but indirectly you made this possible. Why did I say indirectly? Of course you made it directly possible. I say indirectly because I did not steal it, but we'll get to that later. Anyways. And Nicholas, I hope you get one of these so you can stop being triggered. Just gotta look out for one. Anyways.
Oh, I'm already looking out. I have a search saved on my phone. Good. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this episode. This has been Clay Ranger 143 signing out, along with Derpy Fire Alarms, EAS Test Fan 25, Fire Alarm, Miss Valerie, NorCal Dude 599, Norfolk Southern Storm, Radioactive Girl 00, EAS Alert 88, and Thunder Buddy 01. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Decade of the 2020s. So, yes, as we love our Sharpie markers and our... Oh my god. As we wave around our Sharpies and shit.
What the heck did I miss?
I'm closing off the video right now.
Oh, you're closing it off? Well, maybe you should subscribe to the person who was able to get Michael this radio, because, you know, I'm the one who advertised the link.
No, it ain't just you that they need to subscribe to. They need to subscribe to everyone involved in this video.
I already did.
Oh, also support my Patreon. Link in the description. I'm actually broke and need money.
Well, watch Michael not put it in the description.
I'll do it, I promise. No, I promise I'll put it in there. I did it with the Radio Reviews episodes when he was here, so I'll do it again. Anyways.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you guys for watching this Christmassy episode of Radio Reviews. This is Clay Ranger 143 signing out, and we'll see you in the next one. And thanks, Ari.
God.
Thanks, Ari. Anyways. Anyways.
Darby.
Have a happy new year of 2020, guys. Ho ho, holy crap! I can't believe I'm reviewing this. It's Clay Ranger 143 here, along with
Derpy Fire Alarms.
Yeah, Suspect 25.
Fire alarm.
Norfolk
Sorry,
Southern.
Bob.
NorCal Dude 599.
One half of
Yeah,
the Nora 57. Check those channels out!
Radioactive Ghost 00.
Dickolas? Where are you?
Nicholas, you were supposed to.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Clay Ranger 143 here, along with tacos. I'm gonna be reviewing this instead of the radio. This is not radio reviews, is it? We're reviewing tacos, are we? No. We're reviewing Nicholas's ass, because there's an HH50 inside it.
I wonder why I have a ship sound.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
You gonna
I better eat this. Ho ho, holy crap! I can't believe I'm reviewing this. Hey guys, what's up? It's Clay Ranger 143 here, along with
Derpy Fire Alarms.
Yeah, Suspect 25.
Who the fuck is next? A fire alarm! I thought we told you to stop deep-throating your microphone. Do that with your First Alert WX500 instead. Fire alarm. Hey, stop deep-throating your mic and do that with your WX150 instead.
But I don't have a
Yes, you do.
Wait,
Ah!
WX500, not the.
Ho ho, holy crap! I cannot believe I'm reviewing this. Hey guys, what's up? It's Clay Ranger 143 here, along with Don't Fuck Up This Time!
Yeah, Suspect 25.
Fire alarm.
Sorry.
Ho ho, holy crap! I cannot believe I'm reviewing this. Hey guys, what's up? It's Clay Ranger. You suck! Thanks a lot, guys. This is why Nicholas is called Dickolas.
Yeah, let's not remove anything.
Yes, North Carolinian hyena claws. Okay. Oh my god. What has this turned into? We haven't even gotten into the radio yet!